Welcome, everybody, to Ask the OG. I'm getting a lot of comments about the market in general. I really want to talk about ASK and the permission marketplace, but we're going to be making some really cool announcements in the coming weeks. And I'm just going to hold off talking about ASK and permission specifically until those announcements come out. And so, in the meantime, I really like to share my 35 years of experience in the markets. And that means the stock market, precious metals, commodities, real estate. I have very deep experience in all of these markets. And there's something that I've had a few questions about that I really want to address. I hear some Bitcoin lovers talking about the United States government not only should have its own Bitcoin reserve, but should sell its gold in order to buy Bitcoin. Well, let me tell you, that would be the stupidest thing ever. I love Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a decentralized asset that anybody can own. It really means freedom. It requires no permission to use it. And I love the term permissionless in the context of financial services, but in the context of using somebody's data, it's the opposite. You got to ask permission. Coming back to gold, gold is a financial asset that's proven its stability, not for 15 years, which is Bitcoin's been around for 15 years. Gold has served as the fundamental monetary asset for 5,000 years. Bitcoin's got a way to go before it proves its stability, comparing it to gold. Let's talk about gold. All you really need to know about gold is that 1 ounce of gold in ancient Rome bought a fine man's suit. 1 ounce of gold would buy you a toga that a senator or Julius Caesar would wear when speaking to the Roman Republic. 1 ounce of gold bought a fine toga in ancient Rome. Guess what? Go to Nordstrom's or Neiman Marcus and try and buy a fine man's suit. You know what the price is? $3,000. 1 ounce of gold. You want to understand the stability of gold? That's all you need to understand is 1 ounce of gold has bought a fine man's suit for thousands of years. I'll quote J.P. Morgan 120 years ago. Gold is money. Nothing else is money. Now, a lot of crypto people are going to disagree with it, but let me tell you this. Gold doesn't go up in price. Everything else goes down or is relative to gold. When gold today is $3,000 an ounce, it's not that gold has increased in value. It's that the dollar has decreased in value. Measure the stock market in gold and ounces of gold. You'll realize that the stock market gains aren't that great. Gold is the fundamental, stable financial asset. Go to China, go to Europe, go to any civilization that's been around for thousands of years. Go to Iran. Gold is the foundation of preserving wealth. It always will be and always has been. I love Bitcoin. Bitcoin offers all kinds of freedom to individuals. It gives power to individuals away from government. You can put enormous amount of Bitcoin on a wallet and go anywhere in the world. Gold has its disadvantages. You can't put millions of dollars of gold in your pocket and move around. That's the disadvantage of gold. But gold is desirable, it's stable, and has always served as the foundation of the monetary system. So the notion that the U.S. government should sell its gold really is coming from people that have no knowledge of the history of money, no knowledge of our monetary system. Gold is foundational. And the reason that the dollar became the reserve asset of the world after World War II, there was one reason, because the United States had the most gold. At that time, we had 23,000 tons of gold. 23,000 tons. And the world became on the dollar standard, where any government around the world can exchange their dollars for gold. But in 1971, Richard Nixon defaulted on the world and said, no more can you trade your dollars for gold. And guess what happened in the 1970s? 20% inflation. The dollar lost enormous value. It took Paul Volcker to drive interest rates up to 20% to stabilize the dollar. Anyway, I could talk about gold as a financial asset for hours, but please, anybody who thinks the United States government should sell its gold for Bitcoin has zero knowledge of monetary history or history in general. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Send me your questions. Love to respond. Thanks for listening.